there is a hell on earth, it is located in a small village in Gloucestershire, England. This is not a castle or a dungeon, it is a crumbling old pub called the Ancient Ram Inn. It looks like a building out of a dark fairy tale, crooked and ancient, but the darkness inside is very real. Built in the year 1145, this house holds the title of the most haunted house in the world for a terrifying reason. It sits directly upon the intersection of two powerful ley lines, which many believe act as a highway for spiritual energy, but worse than that, it was built on top of a 5,000-year-old pagan burial ground. For nearly 50 years, one man, John Humphries, lived alone inside this rotting mouth of evil. He bought the house in 1968 to save it from demolition, unaware that he was stepping into a war zone. On his very first night, John was dragged from his bed by an invisible force across the jagged wooden floor. He felt icy hands gripping his ankles, pulling him toward the wall. He screamed into the darkness, but the house only answered with a low, menacing growl. John soon discovered that he was not the only resident. The house was infested with entities. The most aggressive spirit resides in the bishop's room. Guess who have dared to sleep there? Report waking up unable to move, pinned down by a heaviness on their chests. Many have fled in the middle of the night, claiming they were sexually assaulted by an incubus or succubus demonic entities that feed on human energy. But the horror of the Ram Inn is not just spiritual, it is physical and archaeological. During renovations, John made a discovery that would freeze the blood of any parent. He broke open the concrete floor under the staircase and found a hidden crawl space inside. Buried in the dirt were the skeletal remains of children. Alongside the small bones were broken daggers, suggesting a ritual sacrifice had taken place centuries ago. Experts believe that devil worshippers or pagan cults used this site to sacrifice children to open a portal to the other side. It seems they succeeded, but they never closed it. Another terrifying entity is the witch. Legend says that in the 1500s, a woman accused of witchcraft fled to the Ram Inn for safety. She was captured, tied to a stake, and burned alive just outside the property. Today, her spirit haunts the witch's room, and she is often seen accompanied by a large black cat. Visitors have captured photos of a white mist forming a human shape in that room, and the temperature is always freezing, even in summer. John Humphries lived with these monsters until his death in 2017. He would often be found sitting in the dark with a Bible in one hand, terrified to go to sleep. He told reporters, "The spirits are not friendly. They want to kill me. Every night is a battle for my soul." Skeptics tried to debunk the stories, but many left the house crying or vomiting after just a few minutes inside. Paranormal investigators from around the world have visited the Ram Inn, and almost all have left with evidence. Voices on tape recorders screaming, "Get out," shadow figures darting through the hallways, and physical scratches appearing on their skin. One famous medium entered the house and was immediately thrown against a wall by a force that lifted him off his feet. The house is now owned by John's daughter, Caroline, who refuses to sleep there alone. She keeps the house open for ghost tours, but she warns everyone, whatever you do not provoke them. The Ancient Ram Inn stands as a monument to human suffering and dark rituals. It is a place where the veil between our world and the next is so thin that it is practically torn open. The question isn't whether the house is haunted. The question is, why hasn't it been destroyed? Will you have the courage to spend 1 hour alone in the bishop's room with the lights off? Or do you believe that some doors should never be opened? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to explore more places where evil lives, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel right now.